My finest. Oh, it looks like camo to you. It looks like camo. This is not This is plant based. I'm plant based today. Have my vegan smoothie. Feel good. And if you are a Fox News hater, you've got to feel good today because finally we know the price of lying. The price of lying has been established just within the last hour. The attorneys for Dominion voting systems, they went out, and here's Justin Nelson from Dominion. That's how long it's been. Yeah, torn of lies. That's putting it nicely. Yeah, that's the thing. It has caused harm to the country, and this is the cost of the harm. This is the price that Fox News is going to pay. Here it is. This is how we know the settlement. Here it is. Wait, 787 million. I don't even write that many numbers in sequence. 787500000. Man, that's a lot of course they were asking 1.6 billion. Let's hear Justin Nelson again here. Ah, let's hear that again. Wow. That's right. It only knows green. That's what it knows. My God, 787,000 or 787,500,000. Ah, and that's a lot. I mean, Dominion isn't even worth $100 million. They're owned by a venture capital firm, Staple Street, I think it's called. And when they're about to enter opening arguments, right? They picked a jury today. They entered opening arguments. Yesterday, there was a hint that there might be settlement talks, right? And they're all set to do the opening. This is a legal model worth following here. And right at the final moment, opening argument set, the judge says we've had an agreement, we've had a settlement between the parties. Normally, from my lawyer friends, uh, you they do not talk, right? I mean, it's part of the provision that look, we'll do this. You can't talk about it. You can't go to the media. But Fox let them come out with the number. And that's significant. That says they had other things on Fox. That says, look, we have to talk about it. Otherwise, we're going to go through with it, through with the trial. Fox didn't want that. They didn't want to expose the meager journalistic qualities that they had over there at Fox, the meager sense of journalism and ethics over there. So, in order to maintain the ability to lie up to the point where they upset people like Dominion and other folks, they were willing to pay $787 million because they can continue to lie in this under the radar way. You see, they can continue to put out their lies, and it's not clear what else was in the settlement. But does Fox have to read something to every Fox viewer, every Fox News viewer to say, hey, look, by the way, we just gave you some news here. You don't have to believe us because most of it are lies. I mean, it would be nice to have a little disclaimer like that. How about this? I have this banner. If you're watching me, look, I know you're not watching me live, but maybe you're watching me recorded. I've got this little thing walking, this little crawl underneath, like the stock market charts. I don't have that, but I have like, Emil Amok, visit amok.com. Uh, you know, was there a requirement that on every crawl that Fox puts out headlines as their anchors speak, a disclaimer that says, "Hey, look, my mouth is moving, but I'm telling lies," something like that? I mean, wouldn't that be something for when Tucker Carlson interviews, uh, Donald Trump? Oh, I think Donald Trump is absolutely abominable. I think he's the worst. I mean, he said words to that effect, but he still interviewed him. Well, I'd still interview someone I didn't like. Last night I was watching Tucker Carlson. He was interviewing Elon Musk, and Elon Musk used the term species. He tried to say speciesist, but he said speciest. It's specious, to be confused with like a specious argument. Maybe he meant to say speciesist because that's it's he's talking about AI being speciesist because it protects the humans, and I don't know. That was the context, and that he was trying to dismiss Google's, um, how they have dealt with that AI. Anyway, that was on Fox last night on Tucker Carlson. I just happened to have it on. But what if, under everything they said, besides the stock charts and the headlines, what if it said these are all lies? See Dominion voting systems case. See the settlement, or just put down 787,500,000. We should just remember that, as every time you see someone who says, "Oh, I love Fox News. I watch it religiously." Just say 787,500,000. That's all I got to say. 787,500,000. What does that mean? It means they're handing you a bunch of lies, and that's the price they paid for the lies. I mean, it's not penance, because I mean, who is the god that they are getting redemption from? They're getting no redemption. They're getting the ability to not have Dominion systems hound them, at least on this case. But you know what? I don't think this is all that we're going to see. I think we're going to see more. I mean, from the sounds of it, the lawyers talked afterwards and they said, "Oh, this is just the beginning." That's what it made it sound like. Like there's going to be accountability. I mean, I like that statement that Justin Nelson from Sussman Godfrey, the law firm representing Dominion voting systems. Here's what he said again. Wow. And that's a key thing. Lies have consequences. They lied on Fox about, well, did Donald Trump win? Was it even in question? All the case that they prepared, that the Dominion folks prepared, they might have gotten more than 787 million. They were asking for 1.6 billion, but you're going to allow a jury to decide that. Now you're thinking, okay, uh, I'm owned by a, a some kind of venture capital, right? Venture capital firm. They like money. You got a check for 10 times what you're worth, what your company's worth. You take the money. Yeah, you don't like gamble it and hope for to get twice or double. So what does this tell you though? Ultimately, I feel good that yeah we have figured out the price for lies, but I feel bad because it did not play out in public, and everyone, Fox viewers, MSNBC viewers, CNN viewers, the American public wasn't able to see the full case that the lawyers for Dominion had planned to expose Fox News and their lies. And I think that was something I would have paid 787,500,000 to see that. If I had 787 million, I would. I mean, I think that would have been the victory. Unfortunately, we are in a capitalist system, and the capitalists say, look, there's a price on everything. And they said, okay, look, Fox, if they're willing to part with 787,500,000, they're making a whole lot more. They said, this is worth it. We're going to recoup this in a year. We're going to recoup this in whatever, 5 years. But we keep making money. It's okay. Preserve our credibility. What little they have, it doesn't really preserve, in their mind, it does. But they pay it out. It's car fare for Tucker Carlson. At least it wasn't a Me Too kind of suit. This was just about truth and journalism and honesty and ethics. It wasn't a Me Too. I mean, can you imagine the calculations going on in the Murdochs' minds and their lawyers? 787 million. We can afford that. It's crazy. But I would have liked to have seen it play out so we got to know the truth. And maybe it could have destroyed Fox. I think it may yet destroy Fox. Well, look, I don't want to see Fox destroyed, but I do want their viewers who have been misled, who have been lied to. I would like to see their reaction. I would like them to just be honest and say, okay, Fox lied. But you know what? We are in America that believes in lies. I mean, that's what's the conclusion? We know that Fox lies, and yet there are all these people who watch Fox and say, lied to me, baby, lied to me. We want the lies. I mean, I guess that's what people do when they go to church, right? Give me the lies. I want the. I mean, really, I I'm thinking about those Fox. I have some people in mind. I have people in mind who watch Fox News, and I would like them to know that figure. Each minute you watch Fox contributes to that 787,500,000. Yeah, that's a lot of my pillow ads. But honestly, uh, it's a good thing this thing settled, but I think it would have been really more epic if the case had gone through. And I think I I I I just I don't know. See, here's my hesitation about all this, about my being totally happy about this, or my hesitation is I don't know if it's going to have an impact whatsoever on any Fox viewers out there. I don't know if any Fox viewers are going to say, "Hey, I'm going to watch CNN," or "Hey, I guess I have to watch MSNBC now," or what I think is going to happen is they're going to say, "Hey, screw the news. I don't like the news. I'm going to watch more wrestling." Because that's what I liked about the Fox shows. It was more like wrestling or something. So, a bittersweet moment, even though 787 million sounds like a lot of money, it does sound like a compromise, a capitalistic compromise that, frankly, uh, this is the problem with our system. Money, money rules. Fox says, okay, that's good. That's an amount of money we can live with. Because I would have preferred to find that point where another dollar would have broken them totally. I don't think we're there. I don't think 787 million is that point where, you add another dollar and it's like, oh, they're done. We got to keep it at 787 million. I If they settled at 787 million, when you settle, there's a lot more room up there. There's a lot more money where that came from. But look who's dealing, right? It's the Murdochs and Fox News versus Dominion, which, nice guys, I'm sure, but owned by a venture capital firm or investment firm. They're all about the money. You know, give me a price. I'll tell you how much I believe in democracy. I'll tell you how much I believe in the truth. That's what I got from watching the lawyers talk afterwards. Although they did say this, and this is one thing that gives me hope. They said individuals will have their day, meaning there were individuals, who were maligned by those who passed on the lies about Dominion and about the election. And I suppose this attorney group, Sussman Godfrey, is representing them. And if that's the case, then maybe we are going to see individual cases and we're going to see people made whole for the transgressions were levied onto them by those who believed in Fox and those who believed in their lies and those who believed that Trump won. The important thing is they were lies. And if they're lies, that means we know the truth, right? Well, the truth, Emil, is that Trump lost. Well, yeah, but then why are there some people who still hang on about January 6th? Still hang on about, what happened on that day at the Capitol? Still hang on about, the lies that Trump won? Why is it Trump still has this this hammerlock hold on the GOP? It's because people want to believe in the lies. And that is far more far more troublesome than the liar. I mean, the liar's bad. Make no mistake, Fox the liar. They should just call themselves Fox News Lies. Welcome to Fox News Lies. I mean, that's the only way that this is really satisfactory. That, when the banner comes on, welcome to Fox News Lies, because that's what they're selling, right? And they could be proud. Hey, look, we spent $787 million on these lies. Yeah, that's the product we sell. It's lies. We're happy with that. We can live with that. Because not only are we the liars, but there are people who want to hear our lies. That is the real. Ah, is this America? Are we that dumb? Yes, we are that dumb. We want to believe lies. We believe Trump won. Oh man, I'm telling you, that's the crazy thing about this. And so that's where we are. More from Justin Nelson at that press conference. Now, that sounds like a guy who just won $787,500,000. Hey, we'll find common ground. Here's the money. So, you ask me if I'm happy about it. You heard me. Yeah, but unless it also includes a crawl across a TV screen that says, "Welcome to the new Fox News Lies." Lies, and we're live and we're telling lies. Unless they have something like that, some kind of like banner, then, this is just, as they say, the cost of doing business. For Fox, yeah, I guess we're in the lying business, so we're lying, then 787 million, that's the cost of lies, yeah. I mean, let CNN tell the truth, let MSNBC tell the truth. Fox, we're into lies. That's what we do. We're liars. And like I said, this may not be the only shoe to drop, as they say. The lawyer said that they're going to go after those who knowingly spread lies and make those people accountable. And so maybe they'll go after individuals. We've got some other people who have some accountability coming towards them. Money is accountability, and we got that today for Fox, but we're not done yet, says Steve Shackelford of the law firm that was representing Dominion, Sussman Godfrey. There's nothing else in the settlement besides money to be interpreted. Let's see. So anyway, yeah. Now, funny, Fox put out a statement, and I was watching CNN, and Jake Tapper, who could not with a straight face read Fox's statement. He said, "We are pleased to have reached a settlement of our dispute with Dominion Voting Systems. We acknowledge the court's rulings, finding certain claims about Dominion to be false." And then he started laughing. He said, "The settlement reflects," he says, "I'm sorry, this is going to be difficult to say with a straight face." This is Jake Tapper. "This settlement reflects Fox has continued commitment to the highest journalistic standards." Oh my God. Fox had to pay that much, 787 million, so they can make that statement so that they can keep the millions of people who watch them on cable from understanding that they are being hoodwinked by charlatans, hoodwinked by people who lie. And all they had to do was pay $787 million so they could say that. Part of the statement again. We are hopeful that we we're hopeful that our decision to resolve the dispute with Dominion amicably instead of the acrimony of a diverse trial allows the country to move forward from these issues, unquote. Well, maybe they should have said, "We will free you, all those who have this belief that Fox News is telling the truth. We will free you to go to MSNBC or CNN or wherever you want to take your news. We are sorry that we have so damaged the institution of journalism in this country by promoting a lie that we knew was truth. And we settled because we knew that it was easily proven that we acted with malice, that we knew the truth and yet spoke the lie, acting with malice." And that is why, look, saved them time, didn't save them money, but what's money? If they got a hit because they had to bring out Tucker Carlson to admit how much he knew Trump lost, but he went ahead and put out the 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 fake news because he wanted the audience, because he wanted to sell them more, my pillows. I'm sorry, selling my pillows is more important than selling my news. I mean, that really is, that was the Fox case. And I was gearing up. I was waiting to see. Okay, let's see. First Amendment. This is going to be big. In the end, the money folks decided what was best for America. It was best for America that Dominion get $787 million, 787,500,000, and then for the country to really understand just how low and deceitful Fox News really was. Oh man, I really would want to see that. I think I'd rather see that. Okay, so that's that. Fox News. Fox News. Like I said, are they redeemed? No, 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 no. They're not redeemed. But you know what? How many people will get this news? How many people will see and understand and say, oh, wow, this is bad. This is terrible. I'm never going to watch Fox. That's the only reaction. The only reaction you should have is, I'm never watching Fox ever again. But that's not what's going to happen. There will still be people saying, I don't like Fox. I think Fox is pretty good. That's why this, and Dominion, they'll make it sound like, hey, we want to get, we're doing this for democracy. Yeah, sure. 787 million. If you're doing it for democracy, Dominion, how much of that money are you going to share with communities so that your voting systems, the, voting is very hard in America. It should be easier. But how about putting that money in the communities to make voting easier? How about putting the money into communities to help communities really understand how the voting process works? Oh, but that's not going to happen. When a VC company, when investment guys, when they get their payday, good luck. Money. It's all about money. Problem with America. When the middle class doesn't hold a candle to the 1%, and when the middle class is the people in the 1% in the middle, like if you're in the middle of the 1%, like say you're at, you're not quite at point one or point two, but maybe you're at point five. That's middle class in America. The middle of the 1%. I mean, that's the reality. Everyone else, when you just get paid 787 million from Fox, what it allows you to pay lip service to democracy. Let's see their actions. So there. Now I've shown you how much I dislike both Fox and Dominion. All right, I'm wearing my camo gear today. It's not camo gear. This isn't camo. This is plant based because I'm a plant based guy, and I wanted to wear this because I wrote a piece on guns, talking about 17-year-old Khin in Stockton, single victim incident, shot, trying to help a friend last week. Didn't get much play. I mean, there were no students walking out saying, "Hey, support Khin." No, none of that. They did have a meeting in Stockton last night because they had to. I don't know really what they can do, but Stockton has its problems. I mean, there was an actual school killing at Stag High last year. This was adjacent to Cesar Chavez High in Stockton this year. It's not that great in Stockton, but they're trying. But what comes out of the meeting? What comes out of the meeting is, we don't have enough cops. In fact, if you want to be a cop, we're signing people up. We need cops. That's what I got out of the news reports about the meeting on gun violence in Stockton. It's like, oh, what happened to the kid? What about keeping kids safe? More cops. So anyway, I posted it on my Twitter feed at Emil Amok, EMILAMOK. Also on the Aldef blog. Well, it's on the Aldef blog, aaldef.org/blog. Also on Inquirer.net, the Philippine website for the diaspora. Here's the problem. I mean, it's not a problem. It's just that as I wrote that, suddenly, and I talked about this yesterday, Ralph Yarl, 16-year-old kid, Kansas City, gets he's picking up his two siblings, goes to the wrong address. Honest mistake, rings the doorbell. Wrong house. Instead, instead of the guy in the other end, the resident, greeting him, hi, hello, what are you doing here? The guy, the man accused of shooting 16-year-old Ralph Yarl, picked up a 32 caliber pistol, shot through the door. Allegedly. And then when Yarl was down and the door was open, he shot Yarl a second time. So Andrew Lester, 85-year-old white male, shot Ralph Yarl, a black teenager. Lester turned himself in today, charged with assault in the first degree and armed criminal action. And look, this is going to be a tough case. Now, some people say, "Oh no, it's this open and shut. It shouldn't be," but it is. Like 84 years old. It is a sign of implicit bias. He saw someone with black skin. He got freaked out. What is he doing here? Boom. He reached for a gun. That was the problem. The point of my column that I wrote about Khin, because Khin was trying to stop a a robbery in action, trying to separate the people involved. He gets shot instead. I'm saying, how are we going to solve these kind of cases? We're not going to solve these kind of cases or make society or the world better by putting gun control or banning assault weapons. We got to talk about the thing that our conflicts that we have. I mean, there may be racial components to the case of Ralph Yarl, implicit bias, but how do we resolve that kind of thing? So people talk to each other and say, "Hey, what are you doing here? I'm not going to shoot you, but I'm an 84-year-old man and I'm scared." Instead, he just went right to the gun. The stand your ground law in Missouri is kind of tough, but if he sees a boy unarmed, and Yarl is a boy, 16 years old, not an adult, not a man, a boy, black teenager. How do you justify the fear except all the things that you see in the media, all the things that you see and hear from other your racist neighbors, the white supremacists? Instead of dealing with what's in front of you, a kid who rings your bell, who's thinking, I was told to pick up my two siblings here. Are they here? Boom, he gets shot in the head. Now, no indication that there was any words exchanged, but this is going to be a case we remember and a case that we talk about. Single incident. Yarl is still alive, so that's good. That's better than Khin. And there's a perp. That's better than Khin. Because Khin, his perp is loose, no arrests, and no one talking about justice for Khin. But maybe Yarl will get a sense of justice, even though, man, can you imagine he shot in the head, still recovering, but alive, expected to recover, and it's but he's going to have emotional stuff that he's going to deal with. We wouldn't have to talk about this case if we had people in communities working to bridge these gaps, these these moments where implicit bias rules the day, and then when on top of that you have people who feel that guns are important as a means of self-defense. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, we need yeah, we need gun control." But how about this? How about we how about we deal with the thing before we get to the gun? That way we don't have to deal with the gun lobby. I mean, it's hard to defeat the gun lobby. It was 16 years since the Virginia Tech case. 16 years. And what has happened? I mean, there've been some background check laws passed in Virginia, but nothing that would prevent another mass shooting, and nothing that would prevent another case with a handgun in Virginia or in other states where they've tried to address the issue of mass shootings. Even in Tennessee, right, with the Covenant shooting in Nashville, creating the mass protest, Tennessee State House, and we saw the elevation of the Justins, which is great. But what are they talking about? They're talking about uh, assault weapons ban. Great, we should have them, but that alone isn't going to do it. Not if someone can pick up a 22 or a 32 and fire at will. Well, you're not going to kill like 10 people in like 1 minute. Okay, thank goodness. But then it gets back to the idea of the single victim shooting. So we say, well, yeah, that's normal. That's just one. We only care about the mass shootings. So that's why I came in camo. I want to talk about guns today. Another story that was captivating people. This is the story of Kaylin Gillis in upstate New York, rural part, Hebron, New York. She was driving with several friends, went outside the house of Kevin Monahan, who's a 65-year-old. Now, a lot of these older guys with guns. Rural part of New York. What the hell were these kids in car? Kids, 20-year-old woman. What was she doing in the car? She was turning around after she realized she was in the wrong driveway. As she turned around, this guy Monahan, 65, steps out of the house, fires 2 shots at the car. A bullet strikes Kaylin Gillis. She dies. Not instantly. That's the agonizing part. She lived in Schuylerville, New York, and all this rural part of New York. I mean, they open spaces. You wonder sometimes. You go to these areas, you say, well, who do you call if you need help? Who do you call if you're in trouble? The sheriffs, the police. It's the sheriffs, right? But they know all these areas, right? Because it's separated by miles. It's just sad. The guy, Monahan, is now charged with murder. Would he be charged with murder if he just took out a bullhorn and said, "Hey, you in my driveway, what's going on?" The gun. I'm telling you. And I've always said this about guns. Guns is the perennial talk show topic. It's a talk show topic that everyone loves because it lights up the phones, polarizes. Oh, I love guns. Oh, I hate guns. Oh. But would we have this problem if there was a different way to resolve issues besides I'm angry, here's a gun? And I said in my piece, I said, do we need public meditation efforts to try to calm us down? Let's realize what's going on. Maybe meditation and public mediation efforts. So we know how to talk to each other. Something. We need something. All right, I talked about the Alabama case yesterday. That's a sad case. And there that was a real mass murder. The Yarl case and the case with the 20-year-old girl, woman, young adult, those were single victim instances. But there's a twist. The twist was they went into the wrong place. But this is what happens when guns are your go to. And all I'm suggesting in my column is that we have different things to try to resolve our differences and our arguments besides guns. Because with guns, there are no do overs. There are no do overs for guns. So thank you for listening, watching. Maybe you're watching this on the replay on amok.com. Oh, I said I was going to talk about the Chinese spies. I just saw a little bit. They were covering it on one of the networks. The crazy thing about the Chinese spy situation in New York City is that it was like a local police operation. Like somehow China thought by opening up a police operation in New York to talk to Chinese nationals about situations in China, like you need a parking permit or something. Well, isn't that the job of the embassy? I mean, the whole thing sounds like how the heck were they able to get away with this? But they did, and what I'm thinking is, if you think TikTok has a problem, I mean, TikTok is the reason why we don't have more Chinese spy operations like the one that got busted in New York yesterday, because they're in our pocket. They know where we are. They have the data, and so pay attention to that. And also, if you're Asian American, I pay attention to it because Asian Americans are already suspected about being foreigners and about being spies. What more when, hey, we got an FBI arrest? You think it was bad when they had the FBI plan to go after Chinese scientists? Now it's Chinese dissidents who are here in America, maybe on visas, maybe they're here illegally. I don't know. But the real problem is when people look at you and think you are Chinese or Asian when you're not. I would worry about Asian Americans being suspected of being spies. I mean, when it's happening in the general population in Chinatown, Chinese police station, then it's not like a matter of you got to be a scientist or you got to be some kind of um, elite type work. You just be an average person, a regular working class person, suspected of spying, suspected of being a Chinese national. I hope this works itself out because it can't be good for Asian Americans. All right. There, we talked about guns, Fox News. God, $787 million. Oh, what's 500,000? 787,000 or million 500,000. That's how much. All right, so catch the replay on amok.com, also on YouTube at Emil Amok 1, Emil Amok 1. Also on Twitter at Emil Amok, Emil Amok. Uh, what else? Oh, Facebook, fb.com/emilguillermo.media. Tomorrow we'll talk about some animal rightsy things. The Budweiser situation is crazy, really. And Budweiser has some things that it is it that it has problems with. Um, God, I saw the Warrior game last night, and I would talk about Draymond Green, but I don't know if any of you really care about Draymond Green. I think he's bad for the Warriors, but a lot of people say we you need a bad guy like Draymond Green to make the Warriors tougher. Otherwise, they're smiling Steph Currys with their mouthpiece off. And then I realized, oh yeah, you kind of need a bad guy like that, like 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 Draymond Green. But he costs the team. I think he costs the team more than he saves the team. One thing that's clear is the Warriors look really very old. I'm starting to feel old. All right, meditation time. I don't meditate, like I don't like sit here for like 7 minutes and just stare at you. I could, but I'm not gonna do that. But you should meditate on your own. I might have meditation classes. If I have a meditation class and I invite you to my meditation, would you come? Email me. You see my email there. Let me know. I mean, Twitter me, email, Emil at amok.com. I mean, if you would meditate with me online, I'd do that. I'd sit with you. And we'd sit and do nothing, which is the ideal thing. Nothing. To do nothing. Exactly. But it all boils back down to love. Love, loving kindness, being kind to people. Got to be kind. And mind you, look, you can just do like a minute at a time. If you strung together a bunch of meditation moments in your life and they add up to like maybe 5 to 7 minutes, that's good. It's sort of like, like doing push ups. I used to be able to do like 100 push ups. And then I realized, oh, that was like 7 years ago, Emil. And then I tried to do 100 push ups today. I couldn't do 100 push ups. I don't even want to say how much I could do. But then I just do a few at a time. And then, like, slowly but surely, they start adding up. Same thing with meditation. You do like a minute here. Ultimately, 7 minutes of meditation a day is all you need. I mean, it's not all you need, but it adds up. And this loving kindness practice is good because if you show love outwardly, it comes back to you. It really does. Twofold, threefold, fourfold, almost like a Dominion. They asked for they're worth 100 billion or 100 million. They got 750 million from Fox News today. All right. So the loving kindness, the metta practice, it goes like this: as I wish for me, I wish for you. And think about the people you're talking to. You see that mental screen, you see their picture. You see that part of them, you say, may you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. Emil Guillermo here. Till next time. Mahal Kita. I should look that up. He says Mahal Kita. What does that mean in Tagalog? It can't mean something good. Mahal Kita. It's like four syllables. Like, Mahal Kita. I mean,